Good afternoon. So this week we're wrapping up our work for the semester, for the class, and my video today is about my research project. So my research project question that we attempted to answer, or I believe we have answered in our research, is what impact did the Second Great Awakening have on the abolitionist movement? Second Great Awakening was from about 1790 to 1840. It tied in with the abolitionist movement in that the preaching of the Second Great Awakening declared that slavery was a sin and should be eradicated from the country. The Second Great Awakening served as a spiritual revival for the decades that it lasted, which was right after the founding of the United States. So I believe there's something to be said for that. And then there's also a period of working to correct the ills of society, especially later on in the Second Great Awakening. For example, the temperance movement, the abolition of slavery, women's rights, etc. So we see that as we went through the research. The revival covers a period in U.S. history that takes up about 20% of our history, so it's a long period of time. Most readers probably will know that more about the First Great Awakening from the prominent figures like Jonathan Edwards, George Whitefield, etc. But the second era of religious revival created the abolitionist movement, which led to the eventual emancipation of slaves in the United States. So possibly making it more important in a historic sense, if you will. The paper will cover the time period primarily from the 1820s, so about halfway through the Second Great Awakening, till the end of it in the late 1840s, early 1850s, which is also very important time period as we look at that antebellum period leading into the Civil War. In the book that we use, or that we had for the course, Histories and Fallacies, the author states, Truman states, that history is not simply a collection of facts which can be related together in one valid narrative. So with that in mind, I've tried to answer the research question by tying two historic eras or circumstances together to show how one influenced and shaped the other. And the majority of my research has been done through the collection in the Jerry Falwell Library, which has been a pretty amazing resource to use. This is my second degree to work on at Liberty, but it's my first one there in about a decade. So to have this access to the library there has been just phenomenal, to have that kind of access as an online student. But it's the other part of the research that's been very beneficial, in my opinion, is the ability to scaffold the research work each week as we go through the class, rather than kind of jumping into writing a 10 or 12 page research paper in 1 week. So this makes it where it's not quite as heavy of a